Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles can be a card about holding on to things, people, money, or situations longer than is healthy or realistic. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sure sign that you must look carefully at what you are clinging to, and whether others are clinging to you in an unhealthy way. Relax. In general, the Four of Pentacles can point to anxiety/fear about money and/or a clinging to whatever it is that makes the current feel secure. The key here is to try to realize that being anxious and grasping does not bring security. If any card in the tarot relates to the old saying about if you love something set it free, this is the one. Work. With regard to work questions, the Four of Pentacles says that you may be doing something you don't like just because it's putting food on the table. Jobs and situations such as this have their place, but to better your situation, you must elevate your spiritual understanding and belief in yourself. What would it take to be in a situation work-wise that fulfills you? What steps would have to be made to get yourself there? Believe that such a thing is possible, then start making it happen. Love. The Four of Pentacles is a card about fear, basically, when it comes to love. Either you are holding on far too tight to a situation or lover, or someone is attempting to do that to you. This clinging is not healthy. True love allows for space between the lovers, and no matter what, one can never really control another person. If you are single and think that you are ready for a relationship, realize that you will undoubtedly have to step outside your comfort zone to make it happen. True love will not just drop out of the sky. Finances. You have some understandable anxiety about money and are trying to hold on to every penny. There is a fine line between fear-based grasping and being accountable and deliberate about where your money goes. You can break this grip of fear by reminding yourself that no matter what your circumstances, there is someone who is less fortunate than you are. Try giving a little, with an open heart, even if it's 25 cents. Often this can open up the flow of prosperity and bring even more financial security back to you. We are all in this life together. Health. The Four of Pentacles can indicate that you need to let go of old wrongs and wounds in order to move forward. It also can mean that others are trying to hold on to you and your health in ways that are not good for you or them. Help your loved ones to see the truth, which is that not everything is in our conscious control. Meditation, particularly around issues of freedom and relaxation, is useful now. Spirituality. This is a time that you must look within yourself thoroughly for the places where you are grasping and/or fearful, trying to hold on to things. Non-attachment is also freedom. Learn about the energy centers in the body and meditate on how yours are functioning. Be open to change, as change is the only constant in life. Start where you are. Tarot history. The history of the tarot is shrouded in mystery. Very little in the way of concrete information is known about its origin, although many things have been written about it. We will probably never know the truth, as fact and fiction seem to be irrevocably mixed nowadays. The tarot originated in northern Italy in the early 15th century, sometime between 1420 to 1440. Despite the fact that it is often attributed to originating from China, Egypt, India, or Morocco, to name just a few, there is absolutely no evidence that this is the case. Nor, as is often quoted, is there any evidence whatsoever that the tarot was brought to Europe by the Romanis. The name tarot is often attributed to being Egyptian, Hebrew, or Latin. This is not the case. The earliest names are all Italian in origin. The cards were originally called carte de triomphe. Around 1530 the word tarocchi began to be used to differentiate them from a new game of triumphs that was in vogue at the time. The etymology of this new word is unknown. The German variant was known as tarot and the French tarot. The symbolism for the tarot is drawn from the culture of medieval and Renaissance Europe. The tarot subjects are distinctive to European Christendom. The symbolism does not come from Egypt or any of the other exotic locales often mentioned. It is often stated that modern-day playing cards evolved from the tarot. This is not the case. Modern-day playing cards came to Europe courtesy of Islam. They were an adaptation of the Islamic Mamluk cards. They appeared quite suddenly in many different European cities between 1375 and 1378. These early cards had suits of cups, swords, coins, and polo sticks, and courts consisting of a king and two male underlings. The tarot adds the Fool, the trumps, and a set of queens to this system. Sometime before 1480, the French introduced cards with the now familiar suits of hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. The Joker is not original to either the early form of modern-day cards, or to the tarot, but instead originated in the USA around 1857 and was used as a wild card in poker as well as the highest trump in euchre. It is also often stated that the Catholic and Protestant churches outlawed the tarot and all who used it in an effort to stamp out so-called heretical teachings. This is not the case. The Inquisition documented what the Church considered as evidence of heresy in great detail. The tarot was not even mentioned. After the Reformation, less controversial images for the Pope and Papess were substituted by card makers as the Church had objected to the original images. It is often said that the tarot was not used as a divination tool prior to 1781. The tarot was used as early as the 16th century to compose poems describing personality characteristics. There is historical evidence that in one case at least these verses were presented as relating to the person's fate. In other words, divination. Divinatory meanings were assigned to the tarot in Bologna in the early 1700s, and this is the first unambiguous evidence of tarot divination. Ordinary playing cards were connected with divination as early as 1487. It is not unreasonable to think that the tarot was also. The tarot has often been attributed with being a pillar of Western esoterica occultism. This is certainly not the case. The first occult writers to discuss the tarot were Court de Gabellin and the Comte de Melot in 1781. The tarot was not mentioned in any occult work for the first 350 years of its existence. The terms Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, High Priestess, and Hierophant are anachronistic when referring to the older tarot decks. The historically appropriate terms are the trumps and the fool, the suit cards, Papess or Popess, and Pope. Likewise, pentacles and wands are relatively recent substitutions for the traditional suit names of coins and staves or batons. The original Italian titles of the cards were in some cases different from the later French titles that have become familiar to us through the Tarot de Marseille and its descendants. Also, the ordering of the trumps varied considerably in Italy where the cards originated. It is not known which ordering is the earliest one. Even the number of cards in the deck varied a great deal. so care should be used in making statements about the original meaning of the cards based on the familiar titles and ordering. Many believe that the Waite-Smith Tarot is the original, standard, or most authentic tarot deck in existence. This is absolutely untrue. The Waite-Smith/Rider-Waite deck was created in 1909, not even 100 years ago, making it a relative newcomer in the almost 600-year history of the tarot. There is actually no definitive version of the tarot.